What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot lettering. So we're carrying on playing Swede's team from the Rumble 2 weeks ago now. So we have AV Primarina triggering Steam Engine on Colossal and its weakness policy. Nothing new there. That one's pretty standard. The interesting thing we have here is the Tapu Koko next to Drifblim. So we have Electric Train, and then we have Unburden triggered thanks to our Electric Seed being consumed. Makes this a very bulky Drifblim, just super supportive thanks to Tailwind, Will-O-Wisp, Strength Sap, and then, just typical damage output thanks to Shadow Ball. Life Orb, Intimidate, Dragon Dance, Salamence here as well, just so we can dish out a bunch of damage if we can. And then Focus Sash Kartana, something that I'm a big fan of. Personally, I like the Focus Sash sets way more than I do the AV sets on Kartana. Not only because you get access to Protect, but your special defense is pretty bad anyway. So let's just jump into some more games today. See what we can do and see how it goes. I'm excited. This team has been fun. I've really enjoyed it. And hopefully it continues that way. I know tonight, I'm recording this on the 19th, so Wednesday, we're having a Rumble where I'm probably going to play this just so I can record some more with it in some best of 3 styles, just to see what it can do there. So I'm excited. This is a super innovative team and super fun, and it screams Swede once you get to know him and understand the way he plays. So Chandelure, Celesteela, Togekiss, Urshifu, Stakataka, and Gastrodon. This makes me think they're going to set up Trick Room. Thanks to... Can we... Awkward. I was hoping we could taunt, we could Oko the Togekiss and then taunt the whatever's next to it to prevent the Trick Room from going up. Can't do cold things because they have... this seems actually really hard of a matchup, actually looking at this. I like Kartana. I think I want to do coal things in the late game. Maybe it's something like this. Primarina actually seems really bad, so I don't think we do coal things. So what if we do Drifblim with Cart and Salamence in the back? I think that's fine. Man, this matchup is really awkward because they could bring Gastrodon to prevent our Aqua Jet from going into Colossal. So they have answers to Colossal to prevent it from actually happening. They have Redirection, so Aqua Jet doesn't work. They have, potentially Trick Room going up here on turn 1. So, that's not anything we can really deal with. Just a bunch of different things that all culminate to not really doing what we want to do. Well, this is okay, I think. Because we can go for Taunt into the Chandelure. And we can set up a Tailwind. They're going to Dynamax. Presumably this is Gastrodon and going for a Quake into Koko, but because we have Shuka, we should live. Yep, there is a very large Sea Slug. Yeah, I imagine we live a Max Quake here. We're going to get the Taunt off. There is the Max Quake. There's our Shuka. The question is how powerful is Gastrodon? I think the answer is holy cow, even through. Honestly, not what I expected. Did not expect that to actually pick up the KO. This tells me that they were going for Trick Room, though. Oh, it's Life Orb Gastrodon. That's really interesting. Well, with them being Life Orb, that means that Leaf Blade just should KO them. But they're going to Max Guard this turn. So I think our play... I could just Max Guard. But I really want to take out the Chandelure this turn. I think Max Guard plus Shadow Ball is reasonable here. I think they're going to want to stay in with the Chandelure. They don't, actually. They are going to switch out. And it is going to be Stack Attacka. They're actually going to withdraw Gastrodon, too. Well, we get to see what all they brought here. And it is Togekiss. Interesting. So that tells me that this next turn is going to be Follow Me plus Trick Room, which is really unfortunate. Luckily, their Dynamax is now gone. Well, this is really unfortunate because, like, we Max Guard this turn and then don't do anything. So, like, we essentially have wasted a turn of our Dynamax. But this Shadow Ball should still do, honestly, better than I anticipated. So we can Steel Spike into the Togekiss. And I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here, anticipating that the Steel Spike will be enough to pick up the KO on Togekiss. It could be Babiri. There's no Follow Me. So we just connect the Will-O-Wisp. So that's good. Here's a Steel Spike. No Babiri. So that is a KO. It's going to give us a +1 to attack. So now we have a +1 attack, +1 defense Kartana. So maybe a Max Knuckle can take out the... They don't go for Trick Room either. Great. That's actually really good for us. The fact that they didn't go for Trick Room there. I'm not sure I completely agree with them not going for Trick Room. And there's the Chandelure, so that's our big threat. Question is, do they have Ally Switch? And do I play around it? I think the answer is no. I think we just attack. I think it is correct just to presume they don't have it and just to play through it. There's the Shadow Ball. Are you Sash? Well, if you are, your Sash is broke. How much does Knuckles do here? Enough for a KO. Okay. So now we have a +3 Kartana, +1 defense. Because we're Sash, we're going to be able to live this Heat Wave that's presumably coming out. Oh, it's just Flamethrower. Yeah, we're Sash. So, no burn? No burn? Alright, no burn. Presumably, they protect the Gastrodon this turn. But I don't think it really should matter. We'll go for the Leaf Blade. We will go for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball will be enough to pick up the KO on the Chandelure here. A +3 Leaf Blade will KO this Gastrodon through a Rendo Berry. But we know they're Life Orbs, so that's not a concern. Okay. You know, I said on paper that this matchup looked really hard, and honestly, I think our opponent could have done that. I'm trying to think what they could have done differently, because I think, like, our plays were pretty straightforward. I think that looking at it, the plays that I made sense in the time. But I'm trying to figure out what they could have done differently. I think had they gone for Protect plus, like a max guard had they max guarded the Gastrodon and switched into Togekiss, we then get to Smart Strike into the Togekiss, and assuming that they go for Follow Me, we can Smart Strike plus Shadow Ball to guarantee the KO there. Kartana picks up the KO. Gastrodon then attacks into the Kartana with an Earth Power or another Max Quake. Or, I mean, I can't imagine that Gastrodon has anything that can actually hit Kartana super effectively. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. So Max Quake is probably their best attack. That gives them the redirection to live another turn of their Dynamax, but then we still have a +1 Kartana, and I don't think they were able to come back after that. The fact that they didn't go for Follow Me plus Trick Room that turn that they made the double switch was really, really concerning, honestly. I think had they set up Trick Room that turn, I think we were very dead, because then they have Stack Attack and Gastrodon under Trick Room. The problem is like Stack Attack is really not going to be doing too much to Kartana through our Dynamax. So interesting game there. All right, so next up we have Thunderous Landorus, Spectre Metagross, Moltres, and Whimsicott. So interesting. What is our Coal Speed stat? 77, multiply that by 4, we get to 8. I can't do math this morning. Like 308? No, that's not right. I can't do math. Holy cow. It is too early for all this. 77 times 4. 308. Okay, cool. I was right. I don't think that outspeeds anything under Trick Room. I mean, under Tailwind. But I think we do cool things. I actually like late game coal. I think Coco Drifblim is really good up front here, depending on what they do. Seeing how we can taunt the Spectre, we can burn the Metagross, because we would be faster than the Metagross. We would be faster than the Spectre. Okay. Well, this is also a pretty fine lead for us. We can... Thundurus is going to be faster than Drifblim, which is a concern. Because, well, I mean, we are +1 defense. So maybe we can live a Max Lightning. I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, but this lead looks pretty suspicious. There's the Dynamax from the Thundurus. Not surprised by that. I had a game on Showdown the other night where my opponent Dynamaxed Whimsicott. They went for a Max Starfall into my Kingdra, and it did not KO regular Kingdra. So that was cool. There's the Tailwind. Not surprised. Does Drifblim outspeed? Probably not. Nope. Do we live the Max Lightning at +1? Also no. Okay, this game just got a lot harder. Maybe if they were Assault Vest versus Life Orb, we could have lived it. I really don't know. Thundurus hits like a truck anyway. So now what do? We can bring out Cole. and max it, go for Meteor Beam. But I'm afraid that the double up is enough to take us out. We can Volt Switch into the Thunderous and go for the Vocalith there. Vocalith will break the sash on the Whimsicott. So, like, at that point, I would rather just get chip damage in on the Thunderous. That's Spectrier. It's also one I don't mind getting chip damage on. We know it's not Life Orb. It might be Focus Sash and have like Koba on the Whimsicott, but personally I am not a fan of Koba Whimsicott. I just don't think it lives enough hits even through the Koba Berry. There's a Steel Spike into presumably Coco, but we live that. They're going to take a little more chip. We're going to get our Volt Switch off. That actually does really good damage. So the Vocalith might pick up the KO here. The problem is Spectre is going to outspeed us under Tailwind, even after we have our boost, our steam engine boost. Well, we took care of Thunderous, and all it cost us was our Drifblim. That's good chip. That's real good chip there. They're gonna bring back out Whimsicott. Okay. The question is now what does Whimsicott do? Because we can go for this. They could... I could see them going for... I don't want to set up Sun. Because I could want to Hyper Voice. So maybe we just Quake into the Spectre. Pick up the KO on it. Spectre should outspeed us. Oh, they're going to switcheroo. Is it eject button? It is. Well, that's really annoying. That's really awkward. Good play. I didn't even think about switcheroo. Yeah, real good play there from our opponent. That's one way of beating Colossal. I asked myself in Team Preview how they beat Colossal, and switcheroo is definitely it. Because now I'm going to bring out Coco. We've essentially lost our Dynamax. And we're probably going to lose our Coco this turn, too. And them connecting that Snarl there is really bad for us. Luckily, we did get rocks up, so like that is a plus. Well, now I'm just going to click Hyper Voice. And we'll go for the old Razzle Dazzle. Man, that was a really good play. I didn't think about switcheroo. And like, I know that Whimsicott has access to it because I've done it, but normally when I see Grimmsnarl, that's something that crosses my mind. I don't really associate Whimsicott with that anymore. There's the Moonblast. Shouldn't really do too much. Do need to remember that the Spectre is at +1 now. Wonder if that's an Aqua Jet range. It honestly might be. They're going to go for another Tailwind this turn. I'm going to Aqua Jet down the Spectre and hope it's enough. And we'll go for the Heat Wave. Yep, there's a Tailwind. Not surprised. Please be enough. Please be enough. Not even close. Alright, Cole. Double KO. Okay, that's one way to do it. So we have a very damaged Colossal. Our opponent has Tailwind. We have a -1 Primarina. And they have a Metagross. That's really unfortunate. I was really hoping that wasn't their last. Because that is definitely 1000% going to have like moves that hit both of us and a weakness policy. I mean, I have to hope. They probably Stomping Tantrum here into Colossal, pick up the KO on it. Yep. I could have protected this turn, but like Colossal being the slowest thing on the field means that it's going down before it gets a hit off anyway. And that does really good damage. A crit next turn would do it. So the question is can we live an Iron Head? Or a Meteor Mash? No. Oh! Crit? Crit? Nope. Be in Aqua Jet range? Actually, our out is them clicking Meteor Mash and missing. Like, we have an out here. Alright, they correctly identified that RNG needed to be on our side to win. And opponent identified that and went for their 100% accurate move. Man, Switcheroo Whimsicott. Not something I've seen in a while. Doesn't feel good. As someone who's done it, doesn't feel good to be on the receiving end of it. But, yeah, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Got to learn to play around it with Colossal. That's something, like, I always talk about how Colossal is super beatable. And, honestly, that's just another way of beating it. Just take away their weakness policy. Sure, they can have their steam engine boost, but when you're giving them either eject button or lagging tail, it doesn't matter. What is Tornadus Therian's ability? I don't know this off the top of my head. It is Regenerator. Interesting. Okay, so we have Torkoal Venu, Alchemy, Glastrier, Ensign, and of course the Tornadus Therian that we were talking about. I mean, Colossal just kind of goes crazy here, right? Especially if we can. I think the real lead. I really like Kartana. I really like Cole, and therefore Primarina. I really want to bring Coco so they can't put us to sleep. I like Salamence. They could put Salamence to sleep, though. They could also put Drifblim to sleep. I really want Drifblim so we can burn their horse. What if it is just Coco, Drifblim, Primarina, Cole, and just try to get Cole to be absurdly fast before we bring it in? Hopefully they lead on Incineroar, and therefore, like, Fake Out here on 1 doesn't do anything. Oh, it's Gil! It's Gil! What's up, dude? I'm assuming this is my Gil. Well, not mine, but, you know. I only know one Gil, especially in the Pokemon scene. I wonder if this is him. Except I think his is Gil VGC, so I'm gonna message him. Okay. I like this. I legitimately have no idea what Tornadus is doing. So I'm just going to Volt Switch off of it. And we'll go for the Will-O-Wisp into Glastrier. Just try to shut this down as soon as we can. They are going to Dynamax. Pretty okay with this. Not surprised by the Dynamax horse. We connect the Will-O-Wisp. That's a big plus. We're going to get our Volt Switch off. It's just going to pick up the KO on the Tornadus. So now I can go into... I anticipate... This is either Hailstorm into Drifblim or Quake into Coco. I think it's safe to get Primarina in. Because if it is into Coco, then Primarina should take this, especially with them at -2. And it is Hailstorm. Okay. We should live this. Not even close. We're fine. We're fine. See, we're fine. We're fine. Burnt horse means nothing to us. They're going to bring out Alchemy. Well, that's going to be Decorate shenanigans, and I kind of wish we had... we had our... Coco out right now. Could just Moonblast it, but if it's Sash, that's really bad. Could just click Hyper Voice. I think Hyper Voice is fine. And I think we'll go for the Strength Sap in the Glastrier. Gimme. This is going to lower their attack. We're going to gain back basically all of our HP. They're going to Decorate, which will then give them the +1. Should put them at +2, right? Yep. So this will put them at +1, but they're still burnt. So once again, Drifblim lives this hit. This is absurd. Because now Drifblim, once again, Strength Saps them, puts them to neutral. We go back to full HP. And it's lefties on Alchemy. So what we can do this turn... So I need to take this Alchemy out. Starfall should be enough to take it out. And we will Strength Sap again. I need to deal with this Alchemy now, because if they live this turn, which they would, if we go for Hyper Voice, then the problem is that then they are able to KO the Drifblim because they'll go to +2, which even with the burn is enough to take us out. So even though we go back to full HP, it's not enough to be able to effectively deal with this Glastrier. Because we have to deal with the Alchemy to deal with the Glastrier. So now they're back to neutral. And that's still not enough. Holy cow. That's a bulky Alchemy. I expected the Starfall to be enough. They're gonna Calm Mind. Interesting. And they're gonna Steel Spike into Primarina. Sure. That does effectively no damage. Especially since you're back to neutral. So the question is what do they do now? Lefties Calm Mind Alchemy. Not what I envisioned today when I started playing. But see, this is how you stall out a Glastrier's Dynamax. You just burn it and then Strength Sap it. I think the appropriate play this turn is to double up into the Alchemy. I think the double up should be enough to pick up the KO. Shadow Ball by itself is probably not. Not close. But we get the special defense boost, drop, so now Starfall 100% is enough. Cool. Alchemy down. It only took 2 turns of Dynamax to get there. And they're going to mist on their horse. What does mist do? Protects users from stat drops. So I can't intimidate them. I can't strength sap them. How does strength sap work? Can I still strength sap them? Do I recover their HP? Yeah, it heals and then lowers, so that's cool. I'm going to Geyser into the Ensign just so we can set up Rain. And you know what? Sure, we haven't set Tailwind this game. We might as well do that. And I know that this Geyser's off of our attack, but I really want Rain so that our Hyper Voices are doing a ton of damage. Like, obviously, in hindsight, that doesn't really do a lot, but I don't care about that. I want to get rid of the Hail. And, obviously, Max Strike would not do it there, so Darkest Lariat into our Balloon is not going to be enough to pick up the KO. But the Icicle Crash will be. Okay. Sure, so now they are at +1 on their Glacier, but it's whatever. Setting up Rain might actually have been wrong. Because, sure, our Hyper Voices are going to do a ton, but now our Heat Waves are going to do very little. So let's go into Coco here. Gonna set up Electric Terrain. So we know they didn't bring Sun. So these are their last two. I forgot they had the... I bet if we just double here, this should hopefully be enough. Missed Glastrier. I have officially seen it all. At least they're still burnt. That's the main thing. So if they got rid of their burn, then it'd be a different story, but the old Razzle Dazzle, Hyper Voice. It's not enough to pick up the KO on the Glastrier, but I honestly don't really fear it. We outspeed it with everything. High horsepower is not going to be enough because we have Shuka. And now we can just click an attack. Actually, never mind, the burn's enough. Cool. GG! Gil, if that was you playing and you're watching this, sweet team, dude. There are a couple things I want to talk to you about if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure that's not Gil. I'm pretty sure Gil is Gil VGC. But yeah, let's throw up this rental code one more time for you all to pick up, and make sure you get it while it's available because this team's really fun. I'm definitely enjoying our games with it, ignoring the fact that we haven't got to do Salamence things yet, and it's all right. Colossal was really good. Drifblim was absolutely insane now. So Definitely dominated that last game against a Mon that normally you would have a pretty big hard time dealing with you being a flying type and obviously them having a Ice Stab and primarily a Dynamax target. You know, just it's a whole ordeal. We all know this. So that is going to do it, everyone. I will be back later in this week with recap of the Rumble. Hopefully playing some best of 3. So with this team. So have a wonderful day, everyone. We'll be back then. Have a good one. Peace.